Your morning yogurt cup is not what you think it is. What's sold as a healthy breakfast choice often contains more sugar than a sweet snack, along with artificial sweeteners and chemical additives. Over several weeks, I analyzed some of the best-selling yogurt brands on supermarket shelves. What I found will make you look at every ingredient list differently. Many products that appear natural are quietly selling hidden sugar and empty promises. In the next few minutes, you'll learn which 7 brands are misleading consumers and which 2 are actually worth trusting. We begin with Müller, the colorful German yogurt that looks modern, premium, and reliable. Müller is everywhere. Millions of families buy it, believing they are making a healthy decision. Then you read the label. Müller's creamy natural yogurt contains 4.9% sugar, plus added glucose and so-called natural flavoring. A single 125-gram cup delivers over 10 grams of sugar, more than 2 full teaspoons, in a plain white yogurt, not even a fruit one. Müller calls it natural, but the sugar is there to mask the acidity created when fat is removed from the milk. Instead of improving milk quality, they sweeten it. The deception becomes clearer with the 500-gram fat-free version. Loudly advertised as 0% fat, it contains nearly the same calories as the regular yogurt. Fat is simply replaced with sugar. And where is this information printed? On the aluminum lid with distorted text from the sealing process. Exactly the part you throw away after opening. This is not an accident. There is plenty of space on the cup for a clear ingredient list, yet the decision is made to hide it. In 2023, Il Fatto Alimentare published several consumer complaints. One woman said she felt misled after buying a yogurt she believed was sugar-free. Müller's response was legally correct and emotionally empty. The information was there, the consumer should have read it. Formally true, legally untouchable. But the story doesn't end there. That same year, Müller launched a yogurt mousse. The ingredients list tells the real story: fermented milk with flavorings, sugar, animal gelatin, emulsifiers, and nitrogen gas to create foam. This is not yogurt. It is a dessert in disguise. The airy texture is not craftsmanship. It is injected gas. Remove the nitrogen, and more than half the product disappears. You are literally paying for air. People buy Müller because it looks German, solid, and high quality. What they should know is this: the ingredients come from the same industrial supply chains as every other mass-market brand. The image is premium. The reality is not. Activia is not sold as yogurt. It is sold as a promise. For years, television ads have shown smiling people, familiar faces talking about better digestion, regularity, daily comfort, all solved by one small cup. But that promise stands on very fragile ground. The first uncomfortable truth is this: Activia is not legally yogurt. Under Italian law, a product can only be called yogurt if milk is fermented using 2 specific bacterial cultures. Activia contains a third strain known as Bifidus actiregularis. That single addition changes everything. Legally, Activia becomes fermented milk, not yogurt. To the consumer, it seems irrelevant. To marketing, it makes all the difference. The name Bifidus actiregularis sounds scientific, but it is not a medical term. It is a registered trademark owned by Danone. Behind the name is a bacterial strain called Bifidobacterium lactis, DN173-0 patented in the year 2000. For years, the message was repeated everywhere: eat 2 Activia a day for 14 days, and your digestion will improve. Then came the verification. The European Food Safety Authority reviewed Danone's applications to officially approve these health claims. The outcome was clear. Danone withdrew its request before it could be formally rejected. Another application for Actimel was rejected outright due to insufficient evidence. For Activia, no new application was ever submitted. This means Danone is not allowed to state on the label that Activia improves digestion, yet advertising continues to strongly suggest it. Millions of consumers paid for that implication. Online forums are filled with people reporting diarrhea after just a few days of consuming Activia. Others describe the opposite effect after completing the famous 14-day challenge. Activia does not contain laxatives. The effect comes from sugar and fermentation. A single plum-flavored Activia contains around 17 grams of sugar in a 125-gram cup, more than 3 teaspoons. The zero version replaces sugar with artificial sweeteners. A product marketed for digestive health delivers exactly the ingredients that disrupt gut balance. Parents who give Activia to children normalize sweetness at breakfast. Adults who bought it for years because of the so-called bifidus effect now face a simple fact. Those benefits were never officially proven. The movement people feel is not probiotic magic. It is sugar and sweeteners doing what they always do. Yomo is a historic Italian brand founded in 1947, now part of the Granarolo Group. It is a name many grandparents recognize and instinctively trust. Yomo builds its image on tradition, family, and familiarity. But inside the cup, that tradition quickly disappears. Yomo's fruit yogurts rely on what the industry calls fruit preparations. A strawberry yogurt is made from milk, cultures, and a preparation containing strawberries, sugar, coloring concentrates, and natural flavoring. This preparation is not fruit in any meaningful sense. It is a technological mixture in which real strawberries make up only a very small fraction. The rest is glucose-fructose syrup, pectin, and aromas. In a 125-gram cup, there may be less than 10 grams of actual fruit, not even a full tablespoon. What you are buying is the idea of fruit, not fruit itself. Yomo's marketing is careful and effective. The line called Intero Bianco Naturale looks clean, simple, and healthy. Yet in Altro Consumo's 2024 tests, it scored only 58 out of 100, an average result. It ranked below Vipiteno, below Granarolo, and even below several discount brands. The milk quality is not higher, and the production process remains fully industrial. Nothing in the cup justifies the higher price. What Yomo really sells is nostalgia, vintage-style packaging, bright colors, and childhood memories. But nostalgia is not quality. Consumers pay for a logo, not a better product. And it works. Yomo appears in homes, cafeterias, and even school canteens. It feels trustworthy, but familiar does not mean superior. People buy Yomo because it is Italian and promises quality. It is Italian, yes, but not necessarily high quality. Parents who give it to their children should take a closer look at how much real fruit is actually there. Zemil is Parmalat's lactose-free yogurt line, aimed at people who struggle to digest lactose. The message is comfort, lightness, an easy solution presented as healthy. Zemil is everywhere. The issue is not the removal of lactose. The issue is everything added afterward. A Zemil strawberry yogurt is made from skimmed lactose-free milk, combined with a fruit preparation containing sugar, modified starch, flavorings, coloring plant concentrates, and thickeners. When lactose is broken down using the enzyme lactase, it turns into glucose and galactose, both sweeter than lactose itself. Despite this, Parmalat adds even more sugar. A single cup of Zemil fruit yogurt can reach up to 15 grams of sugar. For a product sold as healthy, this is a contradiction. One problem is solved, another is created. Modified starches are chemically treated, carbohydrates used to create texture. They are not classified as dangerous, but they are far from natural. When a low-fat yogurt only feels creamy because of these additives, the real issue lies in the quality of the original milk. Zemil costs more than standard yogurts. Consumers pay for lactose removal, marketing, and the promise of better tolerance. But that promise comes with extra sugar, modified starches, and additives. For people with lactose intolerance, Zemil can be practical. For everyone else, it is not healthier. It is more processed and noticeably sweeter. Families who buy Zemil for children because it seems light should understand what light really means here. less fat, more sugar, and more industrial correction. Danacol is marketed as a solution to cholesterol. The advertising shows calm, smiling people protected from cardiovascular disease. But the problem starts with the name itself, because Danacol is not yogurt. It is fermented milk with added plant sterols. Plant sterols can reduce cholesterol absorption in the intestine when used correctly. That effect exists. The issue lies in everything else inside the bottle. A single 100-gram drink contains around 15 ingredients, including skimmed milk, water, maltodextrin, plant sterols, sugar, fructose, stabilizers, acidity regulators, artificial sweeteners like aspartame, flavorings, and added vitamins. 15 ingredients for a product presented as simple and healthy. The European Food Safety Authority has approved only one claim. Plant sterols may help lower cholesterol levels. Nothing more. Danone is not allowed to claim that Danacol prevents heart disease, extends life, or works as a medical treatment. Yet marketing consistently blurs that line. The label itself carries a warning. The product may not be suitable for pregnant women, breastfeeding women, or children under 5. The reason is clear. Sterols, in higher amounts, can interfere with the absorption of certain vitamins. A genuinely healthy product should not require warnings of this kind. Then there is aspartame, a controversial sweetener. Recent studies have classified it as potentially carcinogenic in animal models and linked it to increased risks of premature birth. Regulatory agencies have been forced to reconsider earlier safety assessments, yet Danone continues to use it. People with high cholesterol may benefit from sterols, but at the same time they consume artificial sweeteners and multiple additives. Families who give Danacol to older relatives believing they are protecting them should understand this. A balanced diet often does more than a highly processed functional drink. Müller also sells a Greek-style yogurt line, heavily promoted as high protein and especially healthy. A closer look at the ingredients quickly reveals that this is branding, not authenticity. The Greek yogurt with raspberry topping contains low-fat yogurt, sugar, raspberries at 5%, eggs, wheat flour, modified starch, butter, milk powder, whey powder, flavorings, gar gum, coloring plant concentrates, and acidity regulators. For a product calling itself Greek yogurt, this list is absurdly long. Authentic Greek yogurt is made from milk and live cultures, nothing else. Here we find eggs, flour, starch, and stabilizers. This is a laboratory-constructed dessert designed to look Greek. The topping itself is mostly sugar. Raspberries account for only 5%. 5% fruit in a product sold as raspberry yogurt. Everything else exists to simulate flavor and texture. The result is an ultra-processed product wearing a traditional label. Greek yogurt is supposed to be simple, dense, and and naturally rich in protein. Müller takes something fundamentally nutritious and transforms it into an industrial confection. Consumers who choose Greek yogurt believing it is healthier should read the ingredient list carefully. Many so-called Greek yogurts are not authentic foods. They are marketing concepts. Equilibrio is Esselunga's discount private label, aimed at consumers who want to save money while believing they are making a healthy choice. The name promises balance, lightness, and well-being. Inside the cup, that balance is missing. The natural soy yogurt from the Equilibrio line scored only 57 out of 100 in Altro Consumo tests, an average result and clearly below many competitors. The soy is not sourced from Italy, additives are present, and the texture remains flat because natural creaminess is absent. What looks like a healthy alternative is, in reality, a low-cost industrial formulation. Esselunga produces yogurts that appear virtuous on the surface. Less fat, fewer calories on paper, but more additives to compensate. The Equilibrio line promises lightness while delivering artificial sweeteners, flavorings, and long ingredient lists. In the fruit yogurts, real fruit content is minimal. Sugar-heavy preparations and coloring agents are used to simulate naturalness. The low price does not come from efficiency alone. It comes from lower quality. You save money, but you do not eat better. People buy Equilibrio because it seems healthy and affordable. Affordable, yes. Healthy is questionable. Choosing it for lightness means accepting a simple trade-off. Less fat, more chemistry. After 7 brands built on tricks, this does not mean yogurt should be avoided altogether. Real yogurt still exists. It is just rare. The first safe choice is Vipiteno Stürzing. Finally, a yogurt that does not need excuses. Vipiteno comes from South Tyrol, in the Dolomites. Produced by a cooperative of around 600 small farms within a 40-kilometer radius. These are small operations, averaging about 15 cows per farm, some located over 1,300 meters above sea level. The milk is processed fresh every day. When you open a cup of Vipiteno whole milk yogurt, you read exactly 2 ingredients: pasteurized whole milk and live yogurt cultures, Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus bulgaricus. No added sugar, no flavorings, no thickeners, no coloring agents. The creamy texture comes from milk quality, not gelatin or modified starch. The taste is lightly acidic, exactly what real yogurt should taste like. Anyone who wants sweetness can add fruit or honey. The product itself remains clean. Vipiteno also offers an organic hay milk line. The cows are fed fresh grass and hay, no silage. The result is a distinct flavor with subtle herbal notes that industrial products cannot replicate. In Altro Consumo tests, Vipiteno scored 69 out of 100, placing it among the best yogurts tested. It is not cheap, but the price reflects real ingredients. The second safe choice is Granarolo Hay Milk Yogurt STG Natural. Not everyone can or wants to buy Alpine yogurt. Granarolo proves that quality can still be accessible. Founded in 1957 in Bologna, Granarolo is a cooperative of Italian dairy farmers, not a foreign multinational. This yogurt is made from pasteurized whole hay milk and live cultures. No added sugar, no flavorings, no additives. The hay milk is STG certified, with cows fed according to strict animal welfare standards, without silage. The yogurt is naturally creamy, full-bodied, with a mild herbal character. In tests, Granarolo scored 70 out of 100, the highest result in the comparison. The price is lower than Muller, lower than Yomo, and close to Vipiteno in quality. This is the key point. Quality is not about premium branding. It is about clean ingredients, simple processes, and respect for milk. 7 brands were exposed, 2 remain. Not all yogurts are equal. Many look healthy, but behind the label are sugar, additives, and empty promises. Now you know what to avoid and what to choose. Real yogurt still exists. You just need to know where to look. Your breakfast should be health, not deception.